think you're playing football? Do you think you're playing football? Do you think you're playing football? You are showing me nothing.
Fires, Mike Sims, Walker, knocked down.
Oh, he caught it! Unbelievable! Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again.
Jackson takes it himself. Look at him dart back and forth. Oh! He broke his ankles.
I have never seen this before in my life.
Still looking. Firing. Near corner. It's caught!
Denver! Unbelievable!
And welcome to the Fourth Down Fiasco.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fourth Down Fiasco, your go-to podcast for all things football. Yes, it is a good week because next week we have what, Daniel?
The beginning of the ELF.
The beginning of the European League of Football, and that's not football like Ted Lasso football, where they kick a ball. It's football as in American football, the real football. So, we ask y'all, as always, you like how I just tossed that in there. We're going to have a lot of international fans here soon, and hopefully they didn't hear that soundbite. We ask you, as always, to rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. Say what team you plan to cheer on for the ELF. Today we have a jam-packed show. Not really, but it sounds like we kind of do because we've got like 4 different topics to cover. So we will be taking a look at the UFL Week 7. We will be taking a look at the NFL, what do you call it, schedule that dropped. It hasn't technically dropped yet, has it?
The leaked schedules of the NFL.
Schedule. Yeah.
Because we are recording like 2 hours too early for it. But the international games for the NFL have been released.
Yes, so we will definitely cover that. And then, yes, we will follow up with some ELF stuff, talk about our teams and whatnot. But with that, it is 4th down and goal to go. You know what? I think we're going to just forfeit the game. Daniel, you want to tell us about your personal life before we dive in? Any updates with you?
Going to see the Savannah Bananas on Saturday. Just got back from Myrtle Beach. Then going to Oklahoma next weekend. May is very busy. Oh, and Casper next week too. Wow, I'm all over the place in May.
Oh, why are you going to Casper?
Just to work.
Well, I mean, I know it's for work because we work for the same company, but I just didn't know if there was any particular reason why they had you in Casper.
Nope. Just for fun.
Oh, man, I'm glad. As you know, I just got off the phone with your boss. I'm glad that I did somehow get roped in to having to go back up to Casper. I've been enough. I've been like 5 times. I'm good.
You can come up next week if you want.
Again, I just said that I'm good. No thanks.
That's sad.
Sorry. There's just, it's not a whole lot out there for a
not at all.
Yeah. Except for the really shitty hotel that we stay at. What is that? The Wolf something? The
Ramcoda.
The Ramcoda. Yes, it smells like piss and children. It's awful. But they do have a wonderful happy hour between 5:30 and 6:30. Free beer. And that's the only thing that makes that hotel worth it. The only reason why I stay.
That's true.
Personally, for me, I don't have a ton to update on. This past weekend was my birthday. We raised almost $1,400 for our local women's shelter, which was really cool. Danny's mom donated to that, so shout out to your mom. To your ma. And then I ran a 5K with a weighted backpack to represent women fleeing with their children away from their abusers. So successful weekend. Saw the Rangers lose, unfortunately, but the game was fun. I got trashed as hell and got to party in downtown Denver with my Cowboys hat and my Rangers jersey. And people were giving me all kinds of looks because well, I take this back. There's just a lot of white people in Denver. None of them can dance. A lot of them don't have rhythm. And so we only stayed at white clubs because there's not a whole lot of black clubs in Denver. And so people were like, this guy in his cowboy boots and cowboy hat can really dance. And I'm just like, yeah, you have no idea, pal.
No idea, pal.
You have no idea. Yeah. So,
oh goodness.
I feel like whenever I yeehaw, that means we have to change the subject. So let's dive into the UFL. You want to?
Sure. Week 7. who's the Rough Decks are still bad, still a little rough. They only lost by 3 though.
To the Brahmas, which the Brahmas not too bad.
No, that's true.
Arlington finally got their first win, 47-23 against
Not just
the
a win,
Showboats.
Amazing win.
I think that's the biggest win of the season for any team, like biggest margin of victory.
Probably that's up there. St. Louis falls again for the second time, only the second time this year, but to the undefeated Stallions.
Yeah, I was about to say the best team in the UFL.
Yeah,
the Birmingham Stallions. They're going to win it all, easy. I think that they're going to be undefeated for the rest of the season and just win it all.
It's going to be this is going to be a rematch of the championship game, or it's foreshadowing the championship game. But
yeah,
it's only a 4-point game, so whoever shows up is going to win the league.
Fair enough.
Michigan had a cruise to victory in Washington against the DC. What's the DC's name again?
Defenders.
The Defenders. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's kind of a dumb name.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of good teams in the UFL.
No.
3 teams are 1-6.
Yeah.
Almost half the league is 1-6.
Yeah, it's again, whenever they cut some of those teams, I mean, I don't know if the talent I would have thought that the talent would have condensed it, that it would have made these teams better and made, a little bit more sense. I think that they should have just merged the league and just had all 16 teams, because screw it. If you're going to have some bad teams, you'll have some good ones at some point.
At least keep 12. Like, why 8? Why cut both teams leagues in half?
And it makes it so easy for these teams that are like Birmingham, that you play each team 2-3 times a year, and so if you're just already a better team, it's so easy to game plan, because it's like we've already played them, it's fine. Toss some new competition at each other.
Yeah, they couldn't stop this, so we're just going to keep doing that. They did stop this, so we'll change that and just win by more.
There are some cities in this country that would do great with a UFL team. And I talked about it in my little lone rant last week that, St. Louis and Birmingham, it makes sense why they're doing so well ratings wise. But yeah, we got to stop having teams in places where they've already got teams, i.e. Arlington Renegades. I'm talking about y'all here. DC Defenders. I'm talking about y'all here. We need give me a Spokane, Washington team, bro. I need that expeditiously. I don't know why, but run it for me. Give me a Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, Lexington, Kentucky would probably pop.
Bro, they would go crazy for a UFL team.
Dude, honestly, Columbus. I know there's Cincinnati and Cleveland, but Columbus, if they got even 50%, not even, you get 20% of what they get for Buckeyes games, that'd be absurd.
But yeah, I'm thinking even Albuquerque would probably be a great spot.
Salt Lake
or El Paso, either which one. If you were in Albuquerque, El Paso people would be fans of you and would drive up, and vice versa, people would drive down. There are spots to be able to add teams. Colorado Springs would be a solid place for a UFL team. They've got almost 500,000 people over there.
Yeah.
So they should just put us in charge. I really
Omaha. Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha. Yeah.
They could just be called the Omaha Mannings.
They would go crazy. They would go crazy.
That would be, I'd support them. Yeah. But
oh man,
we won't bore you with stats, but let's look at the glance at week 8 before we jump ahead. My camera decided to crap itself. But Birmingham gets to play Houston next week.
So that's going to be a slaughterfest. So that biggest margin of victory that Arlington just had is about to be erased next week.
No, and the Brahmas get to play Arlington, and St. Louis gets to play DC. So the only competitive game will be Michigan versus the Showboats.
Yeah.
Which isn't even very competitive because the Showboats are 1-6.
Yeah.
So every single game this week is the top versus the bottom feeders.
Yeah. So this is basically going to be a bye week for
UFL. Yeah, UFL, and there's only 2 weeks left.
Yeah, The people who are set to be in the playoffs are set to be in the playoffs, and the people who aren't. There is no. I don't think that there's any type of back and forth that anybody could really do to either gain a spot or lose a spot in 2 weeks left in the season.
The only chance is the Defenders and Brahmas. If the Brahmas lose 2 in a row and Defenders win their last 2, they'd be equal, so it'd go to tiebreaker. But
do you know who has that tiebreaker?
Probably the Brahmas, but the Brahmas also play Arlington next week. So
yeah, and Arlington finally won a game, so I'm not going to put a ton of stock in it. Did find out though that a friend of mine from high school plays for Arlington.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
and I just found out there's actually 10 weeks of the UFL, not 9. I was wrong.
Looky there. So there's 3 weeks left. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
week 10
DC still has a chance.
Week 10 is actually pretty sick. Michigan against Birmingham, San Antonio against St. Louis. That's like the playoffs before we get into the playoffs.
Yeah. I wonder if once that rolls around, if there's going to be a lot of seeding stuff on the line, especially for that San Antonio St. Louis game.
Probably, depending on who falls and stuff. But only 4 teams make the playoffs, and that's literally the playoff picture before the playoffs.
Michigan,
and the only one that could make a difference is if DC could maybe make a splash depending on what happens.
Yeah, I'm seeing who they're doing week 8 and 9. Week 9 they have the Showboats. Week 8 they have, who did you say?
St. Louis. They could. Then they play Arlington, so technically they could kind of sneak in depending on what San Antonio does. But they need a lot to go their way.
Yeah, DC has to win out. So they have to win the matchup next week against St. Louis, and then they have to win out completely.
Yeah.
And I think that St. Louis has to drop a game in there too.
St. Louis or San Antonio.
Or sorry, not St. Louis, San Antonio. Sorry, they're all S names.
No, yeah. But like St. Louis could miss the playoffs if they lose 2 or 3. Or no, they couldn't. No, they could. Yeah, if they lose 2 or 3 and DC wins all 3. So there could be a little bit of a mix-up, but I'm not expecting much.
What an exciting time to be alive.
UFL. Oh, what the UFL.
Now, something that is exciting, there were some leaks today, and not news, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking schedules. Daniel, tell us a little bit more about what you know.
Schedules. First ever game in Brazil for the NFL. Packers versus Eagles.
But
what I find really funny is, you probably don't know, the stadium that they were playing at, they banned the color green.
Of course you would know that. Why? Because whenever they play Mexico and soccer?
Yes. Well, something along that lines. Like whoever plays that stadium, their like biggest rival was like green or something like that. There was a whole video I watched on it. So the NFL chose 2 green teams. Cheers.
That is incredibly ironic.
At least we get to see the Eagles all black.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised though if they lifted the ban specifically for this game, because it has nothing to do with any of their people. So I would be very surprised if security actually enforced that for this game, because it has nothing to do with the soccer team that normally plays there.
That's true, but it's just funny. But week 2, everyone thought this game was going to be way later in the season, week 15 through 18. Bengals versus Chiefs. In week 2, which is terrifying because the Joe Burrow Bengals are horrible in the first 4 weeks of the season.
And he's also still going to just be coming back from injury, rust.
He was throwing the other day and he looked pretty good.
I know, but throwing in practice versus throwing in game speed are 2 different things. And so, I mean, I hope he comes out of the gate looking great.
No, yeah. Hopefully Zach Taylor learned from the last 4 years and finally plays his starters in at least 1 preseason game.
Yeah, that would help you.
But fun fact about this game, what's the number of both starting quarterbacks?
So 15 for Mahomes. What is Boroughs? I always forget.
9.
9. Okay.
Do you know what day they're playing on? No, not.
Oh, 9/15.
Keep them individual. They're playing on September 15th.
You and these random stats.
I think that was on purpose by the NFL. They said
you would be
9/15
great
marketing.
for trivia night.
I am good at trivia, actually. I play Buffalo Wild Wings trivia all the time. Shout out B-dubs.
You probably crushed that shit, I bet. You're like, well, I mean, since you bring it up. Now, I do want to just say, God, I feel so bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So there's 3 games in London this year. So there's Jets Vikings, which that'll be a fun one as long as, Rodgers is healthy and whatnot. Then there's Jags Chicago. Jags. Well, no, now that Chicago has a better quarterback, that might actually be a fun game. And then Pats Jags. I would assume that Jags win that one at least. But Jags are going to be in London back-to-back weeks. Dude, that sucks.
They did that last year.
That sucks. I would hate to be in. There are plenty of great places in England. I don't think that London's one of them.
Well, it's so easy to travel. Like, you could just go out.
Yeah, true. They do have a train system. As an American, I do always forget that they have a train system. Must be nice.
Yeah. No, seriously. But another national game, Germany game. Panthers were already announced a long time ago, and the Bengals were rumored to play in Germany. But instead, they went with the New York Giants versus the Panthers, and probably gave Germany one of the worst matchups they could have given them.
I was just about to say, looking at that, especially if you're trying to get other countries to be excited about American football, you would want to put a better product on the field than Panthers Giants, Yeah. Like, at least with the London England games, that Pats Jags game, it probably won't be all that great. You probably could have done better there, but at least, overall, there is better talent there. The game in Brazil is going to be dope, between Green Bay and the Eagles. That'll be a good game. Those are good teams. But yeah. Giants, Panthers. Why?
Oh, hey, at least London gets all rookies with new quarterbacks. They get JJ McCarthy, Caleb Williams, and Drake May.
Yeah, which is awesome for them. But you are screwing over Munich, especially because Germany has such a great American football presence, as we will talk about in the ELF here momentarily.
But also, Cincinnati is one of the largest German cities in the United States. We have the second largest Oktoberfest in the world, behind none other than Munich. So you don't throw a giant German.
Know that.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is I are going to Cincy for Oktoberfest this year.
Yeah. But then they don't throw one of the biggest German cities teams in the NFL over to Germany. Come on.
Yeah. I understand.
I'm just sad because I was going to go.
Fair enough. I understand I guess the Giants simply for the fact that New York is the city of New York, it has, New York has pull that way. They've got gravity, but we're talking about Carolina here.
Yeah. I don't know how they got in there.
Yeah.
And they were they were the released team, not the leaked team.
Yeah. Can you hear my dog barking in the background?
Yes, that's okay.
I'm going to strangle him.
He is kidding.
Yes. I am not actually going to strangle my dog.
He loves his dog.
He's just annoying. But yeah, now that we've kind of gotten our ranting about how bad the scheduling was for Munich, Germany, do we want to hop into the, Munich and other ELF teams?
It would be a great segue, but I have 3 other points about the NFL schedule.
Golly.
But one is New York. We can bounce off New York.
Okay, we'll bounce off New York. Yeah. Let's bounce off New York.
Bouncing off New York. The Steelers get to play both New York teams back-to-back on primetime at home. So both New York teams will be traveling to Pittsburgh in back-to-back weeks.
So they're going to go 1-1. Got it.
Probably. The Bills, they're for whatever reason, always on primetime, and that's not going to change. 4 of the first 6 games on primetime. And then the Texans, with their uprising, starting on Halloween, they go back-to-back-to-back primetime games.
Texans deserve that.
Yeah, I agree. And then we start the season with a hell of a matchup. Chiefs versus Ravens on Thursday night.
That'll be fun.
We have a lot of football week 1. We got Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday.
I thought, are they not going to have a Saturday game this year? I thought they did last year.
Not week 1, I didn't think. Oh, I guess they might. They might. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out whenever they actually officially.
So we might have 5 days of football, baby.
Dude. I'm going to be posted up at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Or maybe Brothers Bar if we want to do something a little bit more, local to northern Colorado.
We'll just bar hop.
Yeah. We'll have to Uber. It's me.
Bar Uber.
Yeah, there we go. Once I hit bar 2 or 3, there will be no driving, at least on my.
There's not even walking. Who knows?
Depending on how the Cowboys do. Actually, no, I'm boycotting
that. Yeah. Depends on how the Texans do.
Depends on how the Texans do. Yeah, that sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
Oh, the Texans?
Well, the only Houston team that I hate is the Astros, and just because they're cheaters. All the other Houston teams, I'm totally cool with. Like, I like the Rockets. I think that they've got some young talent and they're going to get better. I love the Texans because I'm a CJ Stroud truther. It's just the Astros I don't like. But it's just weird saying a football team that isn't the Cowboys.
That's fair. I would agree. I wouldn't go another team when I'm a Bengals fan.
Well, luckily I didn't say go Texans. So
that's true. But let's go the complete opposite way of Texan and go to Europe.
And go European instead. Yeah, they don't like us over there. I can tell you that much. In my experience, they figure out real quick that I'm from Texas, and it's always funny because they're always like, where are you from? And I'm like, Colorado, USA, because that's where I'm currently living. And then they're like, you sound like
lies.
You're from Texas. Yeah, they're like, lies. I'm just like, damn, you're right. But we do have the European League of Football starting in how many days did you say, Danny?
It's next Thursday, the 25th.
So
wait, no, not next Thursday. Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So they've already dropped that schedule, which I'm looking through, and I'm hoping that Barcelona can take home that week 1 dub. Yeah. We
start the season with the Vienna Vikings against the Enthroners. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Fervar. Ooh, that was pretty solid. But the 2022 champions go against one of the worst teams in the ELF. So this should be a cakewalk.
Vienna a love with that one. Honestly, we should ask Kiki about that when we interview her about how do you feel about how easy.
How much money did you pay the elf?
to have such an easy week 1. No, I think it's going to be a ton of fun, especially to dive into a new thing. I don't think I updated people on our pod, but I changed teams. Yeah, I changed teams a couple of weeks ago. I was going to cheer for Raiders to roll, but instead I'm going with the Barcelona Dragons because on this pod, we are trying to find our niche, and I think that the ELF will help us do that. And every time that Danny tweets at Vienna, they have something very nice to say to him, and they favorite retweet his stuff. And even occasionally whenever Tanner crawls out of his Twitter hole from time to time to, say something to Roslav, they will at least like his stuff. I have not gotten a word from Tyrol. And so, I tweeted at Barcelona one time and they liked it, and I was all right. That's my sign. Plus,
good enough.
I've been working on my Spanish, so I don't speak German. I would struggle.
And if that fails, you have Madrid. You're fine.
Oh no, I'm not going to change again. I'm set now.
Right.
I like the Dragons. I like their colors.
We are rookies in the elf, were first years. Madrid are first years.
Yeah, but whenever I've chosen a team, I've never walked away from it, and I can do it now and justify it because the season hasn't started yet.
You have 9 days.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I want to change, I have 9 days, but I'm not going to change now. And once that first game hits, I am a Barcelona fan for life. Plus, they have beaches in Barcelona. They ain't got no beaches in Madrid.
That's true. But this is a fun fact I just found because I'm flicking through schedules. Last year, the Enthroners also had the first game, but it was against Berlin, who destroyed them 36-3. And Barcelona played the Switzerland team, the Helvetic Guards, last year. Now the Helvetic Mercenaries. And the Barcelona won 29-17.
Okay,
so
I like it. Yeah, let's get another 29-17 win this week. I want that. I need that. Hey, look, all I'm saying is we might have the best quarterback in the league.
We both have rookie QBs in the ELF. First year ELF quarterbacks, Ben Holmes from America, Levi Lewis from America.
Yeah, I'm
Ballers.
just saying. Levi Lewis is about to obliterate this. They're going to be like, oh my God, what kind of demon work did Barcelona do to get this kid? Because he's the Tasmanian devil, bro.
They just used one of their 4A imports. That's all they had to do.
I love that rule. I'm excited for Malcha to explain more of those rules to us. But
for 99% of you, that A import sentence will not make any sense. But next week it will.
Next week it will.
2 European League of Football people coming on our podcast.
Yeah, we do, dude. This weekend's going to be so we're going to be in the solo introduction last week, but we will be bringing on Kiki Klepsch, who is the communications director for the Vienna Vikings, and who is probably Danny's best friends
on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all are friends, it counts. And then we're also bringing on Alex Malchow, who is the self-proclaimed European Skip Bayless, even though he's American.
He's a little confusing at sometimes.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even live in. Is London still London's not classified as Europe anymore, is it?
Why wouldn't it be?
When I'm thinking
of the EU.
No, I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of the UK with Brexit.
Gotcha.
America brain, my bad.
We really need to work on our European understanding of.
I'm good with the surrounding of Austria, just because that's where I've been a lot. Up north, it's a little fuzzy.
I know where I can point out pretty much every country on a map, no matter how drunk I get. So that is a blessing. But as far as culture, I've only been to so many places in Europe. I've got Italy, I've got Belgium, and I've got the Netherlands. And that's as far as it goes through. Oh, and I guess technically Germany, because I had two layovers there and I had a beer there. So I can say that I had a beer in Germany.
Nice. As long as you have a receipt from the country, you're good.
Oh, no, I don't have a receipt, but I have a stamp on my passport.
That's fine. That's fine. That works. But back to the ELF in Germany. People are saying Vienna is going to have a cakewalk schedule just because of the conference they're in. They're in the only conference with 5 teams instead of 6, and they have the Enthroners, the Lions, and the Thunder should be pretty good. And Panthers are a little bit of a wild card, but the other 2 conferences, you could have some dogfight for the middle of the pack teams right there.
Yeah,
and the playoffs isn't all that big. I think it's only like a 16 playoff or something like that. Like it's not a lot.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be very competitive to get to those spots.
Yeah, I think it's a 6 or 8 team playoff. Hold on, I liked the thread of it earlier. Let's see. No, I can't. I don't have it on me.
I'm just excited for when they drop the new jerseys, to where we can buy them. I know that they've released them as far as being able to see them.
Yeah.
But as a consumer, I'm ready to spend my 95 USD.
I don't even think it'll be that bad with shipping, probably.
Yeah. No, it's. I think the jerseys themselves are only. I think they're only like 65. But that's $30 shipping.
That's like the generic one, but you could buy like the game official jersey. That's like 100 something as well.
Yeah, I'm ready to give the ELF my money.
I want them to take my money.
Yes, take my money, ELF, please.
Yeah, but I think it's coming soon because the Vikings posted a picture on, I think it was their Instagram yesterday, and they're getting ready for the uniform unveiling, and they had all their like media and like photography stuff set up. So it's coming soon.
I will say out of the, I don't know if they were officials or leaks, my favorite uniforms, like full on uniforms. There's one from the Bravos. They're all red.
Oh yeah.
I like the purple people eater jerseys that y'all have, that Vieta has, and I like their new helmets too.
Oh, the new helmets, the single half logo thing on the side of helmets nowadays. I tweeted it. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the trend that it's going. The Eagles have it forever. The Bravos did it. Vienna's now doing it.
Yeah, no, I like their purple people eater uniforms. I like Barcelona's because they probably have the most bright colors. So they have one it's basically like a neon yellow, but then it's got like the red and the green stripes, and they've got like multiple stripes down the side. So that one's pretty sick. The Munich Ravens all black. Or no, yeah, you're right. Is it Wrocław's all black or is it Munich?
No, I love their Carolina blue, but
oh yeah, they do have the Carolina blues.
A new team is black with like checkered print on the sleeves. So
yeah, but they do have an all black uniform though, where it's the black top and the black pants though.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about. That one's sick.
Mm-hmm. Stuttgart has a pretty solid jersey with the little fluorescent. Cologne, I think, is rumored to get an all-black uni as well this year, and that looked pretty sick.
Good for them.
I'm curious about the Prague. Now that they rebranded, I really liked their bright orange. It was just unique with the set of uniforms in the ELF.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to like a burnt red and silver, which will still look nice. But
the jerseys or uniforms that I was least impressed with, Tyrol's, just because, I mean, number one, it's a carbon copy of the Raiders. Yeah, not even Las Vegas Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. It is not. They are not the same. It looks very outdated. I wasn't impressed with the Rainfires. At least the one that I saw, it was a white one, but it was like an off-white, and I just wasn't.
They're red. It's I don't even know what kind of color this is called. It's like a seared burnt orange red, and it's just it's the color of their logo, but it's just their logo hasn't been updated since like 2003.
I was gonna say,
they were in the early Madden
paint.
They were in the early Madden games, and I'm pretty sure they're still using the same logo.
Yeah, it looks like a very 2000s-esque.
Like it looks out of place with all the logos we currently have.
Yeah, like the only other one that I feel like looks outdated is, I also feel like the Siemens is. It may not even be that it's outdated. It just may not be a good logo, honestly.
It's not. It might be a little outdated. The football. I think the old.
The football in the middle.
Weird.
Yeah.
Take that out. Take the football out. But even like the Galaxy, they were in the same period with that World of Football, like the NFL World Football League and stuff, and they've updated their logo. Like it looks nice. It's clean. Like all the other logos look clean. And then there's just like Milano and the Rhine Fire. It's like,
there's also the Paris Musketeers.
Yeah, their typeface isn't horrible though, but it's just a little. What's it called? What's that called?
I don't know, but it damn near looks like a snowflake.
Yeah, but there's a floor.
Brother, I don't speak French.
A floor. It's it's a similar thing to what the Saints have. I think it's a floor or something like that. FLEUR or something like that.
I thought that was a German word.
I don't know, but they have. if you look on their shop, they have this like hat. It has a giant M through the middle with like 3 little symbols in it. That looks old school. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm just going to continue to hate on Paris specifically just because.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't like Paris off for that much either.
You've actually been, haven't you?
No, not yet. I want to.
Yeah, no. It's funny because even in the places that I've been to in Europe, all 3 places have all talked bad about the French. So.
Oh yeah, everyone hates the French.
If you're French and you're listening, I apologize because I will probably be an asshole to you throughout the entire season. But it's okay because I'm from Texas. You've got free ammunition. You know, there's plenty to joke about with that.
That's true.
So, well, cool. Any final thoughts, Daniel? It's a bit of a shorter episode today, but that's okay. I got playoff basketball to watch today.
I just can't wait to see Vienna and Barcelona in the championship game in Germany.
Oh yeah. Hey, ELF, just letting y'all know right now, we gonna be working our asses off for you these next few weeks. Okay. So, what we need from y'all, and we'll do whatever it takes. We need that free trip out there so we can go cover the game.
We'll cover the game.
Well, cool. Thanks everybody for listening again. You can rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tell us which team from the ELF you're going to be cheering on this season. Tell us which UFL team you're currently cheering for and which NFL team. We don't really care. Just put something. With that, you can always follow us on social media. We are at @4thdown_pod on Twitter. And we are at Fourth Down Fiasco on Instagram and the soon to be dead TikTok. So thanks so much for your time. And yeah, we will talk to y'all next week and we're going to have some badass interviews. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah, we will. Peace.
Well, I like school, and I like football, and I'm gonna keep doing them both because they make me feel good.